Okay, we are here after what is a wild end to Game 2, Roberta. And the Seattle Storm pull off the win at home, and they force a Game 3 in the Round 1 series against the Las Vegas Aces.
It was an incredible game. It was a playoff game and what we expect of a WNBA playoff season. WNBA playoff games. What we saw in Vegas on game one, that's not what you expect of a team that went to the first round of the playoffs. And in fact, Skylar Diggins herself mentioned that the team was embarrassed of their performance and they wanted to do better today. And they did. The Seattle Storm beat the Las Vegas Aces 86-83. They were down up until the last minute of the game.
Until who gave them the lead?
Until a certain number 2 pick scored and got the end one, hit a free throw under pressure. I think it was a sellout game. She hit a free throw, calm and collected.
I feel like when that free throw went up, it was so quiet. I don't think anyone in Climate Pledge Arena was breathing.
No.
No one who was rooting for Seattle, anyway.
No, you could see that the whole arena had Dominique Malonga's back, and everyone believed that she could do that. Her teammates believed that she could do that, and we just left the press conference.
Yes.
One thing that we've been talking about at Black Rosie Media, and I've said that thousands and thousands of times, is that when you see Dominique Malonga playing, you don't see fear. She's fearless. And both Skylar Diggins and Noelle Quinn mentioned that there's some sort of like naivete to Dominique Malonga.
Great accent. I love that.
The fact that like she has no clue. She doesn't understand the danger of going head to head with Asia Wilson.
You know, and I think that it's easy for people of a certain age, comparative to a 19-year-old, to say that. And I mean, I think the naivete is there. The fact that the lack of awareness, I think, is a little ageist. You know, I think this is just a player who is a 19-year-old Olympic silver medalist who has international experience. And you can say, you know, maybe quote unquote, she doesn't know any better, but how could she?
How could she? She can't, but she does it. And we have been talking about that the WNBA is a league that you need to be aggressive. It's a league that you can't fear and you have to go for it. Passiveness doesn't work if you want to win in the WNBA. Teams are being aggressive, teams are being physical, and that is something that Dominique Malonga brings in every play. We're talking offense, we're talking defense. The Storm has been struggling the whole season with rebounds because when they shoot, they don't box out. They don't go for the ball, except for Dominique Malonga. We saw a collective effort from the Seattle Storm today in the rebound on the
yeah, they did win the rebound battle. Yeah. I think also Malonga and the Storm defense kept Asia Wilson scoreless in the last 7 minutes of this game.
That was Malonga.
Which was 100% Malonga. And to go back to something that I mentioned in our Slack channel, Malonga had been frustrating Asia Wilson all game to the point where Wilson, you saw her almost kind of trying to get those calls from the officials. And that's something that a player of the caliber of Asia Wilson is going to be able to do. And I thought it was huge that Malonga didn't let that deter her from playing very physical defense, because it came down to the crunch, down to the wire in this game. They are picking up the chairs around us, so we're going to have to wrap this.
Yeah.
But one thing I found interesting, Erica Wheeler ended the game with 11 points.
Yep.
She had 0 points going into the fourth quarter.
She had 0 points, and that's also something that I don't know if I talked to you before the game, but I was talking to other media members. I said that this will be a game that Neka Ogumake and Skylar Diggins would have to hit the 20s, and Erica Wheeler would have to come out of the bench and score, do her thing. She did what a bench player has to do. The team needed energy. Erica Wheeler is the energy of this team. She gave the team the energy when the team needed. That fourth quarter, when she hit her first three-pointer, you saw the Storm go on a crazy run that ended up with Malonga hitting that free throw. So
Huge.
The bench did their thing.
Absolutely. And then the cold-blooded killer herself. That was the quote we heard in the post-game press conference. That would be the one and only Skylar Diggins. They had roughly 20 some odd seconds left in the game after an empty possession for Vegas. Chelsea Gray throws away an inbound ball, which I literally didn't see it because everyone in front of us was standing.
Yeah.
So I had to look on the Twins for the replay there. Yeah. But there were empty possessions for Vegas forced by Seattle, by the Seattle defense, and then Sky Diggins holding that ball. She said in the postgame she thought that maybe they were going to foul. They didn't foul. A lot of people were curious why they didn't foul. And you know what? I'm actually okay with that because Vegas had what did end up being they would have had about 3 seconds, give or take, because Sky basically shot through the shot clock, right? Yeah. But they would have had, and I think you get your reset timeout in the half court, and I think the Aces were willing to hedge their bets, and they wanted to force Seattle to make a shot, and they let Sky hold on to the ball. She makes a move over Jackie Young to ice this game.
What we saw in the last play by the Seattle Storm was a clear display of experience. You had Neko Ogumake hold that ball for about 12 seconds, for about 14 seconds of that ball possession. And then Skylar Diggins took the rest of that, and they were so patient. Neko Ogumake and Skylar Diggins were so calm and collected. They had no rush at all. Skylar Diggins, it felt like she was just like at the park playing ball, 100%. And then she looked at the clock and it was like 5 seconds, and she was like, "Oh, let me shoot." And she took like her, because she has such a high arc, and the ball went in. And when that happened, I feel like the Aces were confident that they would miss. And they wouldn't I think that the Aces believed that the Storm was going to do like a hero ball, just like completely off balance. But Jackie Young gave Skylar enough room for her to be perfectly positioned for just like a little field goal. And that did it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance. This was a game that obviously Seattle needed, and they got it done. But we will be recording a full podcast after Game 3, a deciding Game 3, which will be in Las Vegas. If you're not already, make sure you are tapped in. You subscribe at Black Rosie Media YouTube channel. You can also follow Black Rosie Media on Blue Sky. You can follow us on social media, Beta Basket. You can follow elindsay08, and we will have some of those clips from the post game there. Fortunately, we didn't get to speak to Dominique Malonga, the star. Literally got the deciding basket in hockey. That's how you decide. I know it's more of a hockey thing. Usually, when we talk game winners in basketball, it's because it's the last shot. But she got the game winner. It wasn't the last shot of the game, but it was the game winner because Vegas didn't go on to score after her free throw. Hopefully we'll get to hear from Malonga, but when you have the number 2 pick, you play the number 2 pick. We'll catch you on the next episode, everybody.